In 1984, a group of scientists discovered a bizarre phenomenon in a small town in Pennsylvania that would change the way we think about the world. It all began when a group of residents reported strange occurrences in their homes. They claimed that objects were moving on their own, doors were opening and closing by themselves, and they could hear strange sounds and voices coming from nowhere. The scientists were intrigued and decided to investigate. They set up cameras and recording equipment in the homes of the residents and began to study the phenomenon. What they discovered was shocking. The objects were indeed moving on their own, and doors were opening and closing without any visible explanation. But that was just the beginning. The scientists began to notice that the phenomenon was not random. It seemed to be following a pattern, almost as if it was being controlled by some unseen force. They also noticed that the phenomenon would occur more frequently in certain areas of the town, particularly around the local cemetery. As the scientists delved deeper into the mystery, they began to uncover a dark and disturbing history of the town. It turned out that the town had been built on top of an old Native American burial ground. The graves had been desecrated and the bodies moved to make way for the town's construction. The scientists realized that the spirits of the Native American ancestors were angry and seeking vengeance. They had been disturbed and their resting place desecrated, and were now lashing out at the living. The scientists knew they had to act fast to put an end to the haunting before it caused any more harm. They consulted with local spiritual leaders, and together they conducted a ceremony to appease the spirits. They offered prayers and sacrifices to the ancestors and asked for their forgiveness. Slowly but surely, the phenomenon began to subside. The scientists were relieved that they had found a solution, but they were also deeply disturbed by what they had witnessed. They had seen firsthand the power of the supernatural and the consequences of disturbing the dead. The story of the Pennsylvania haunting soon spread, and it became known as one of the most significant paranormal events in history. It inspired countless books, movies, and TV shows, and it remains a subject of fascination to this day. But for the scientists who experienced it firsthand, it was a terrifying reminder that there are forces in this world that we cannot explain or understand. The haunting of Pennsylvania will forever remain a chilling reminder of the power of the supernatural and the importance of respecting the dead.